This is We Bleed Purple podcast, and we are here to discuss the Ravens hiring defensive coordinator from the Los Angeles Chargers, Jesse Minter, Daniel Wilcox, and Matt Trigger here.
What's up, everybody?
Uh, uh, um, I don't. Initial reaction, Wilcox. I'm not 100% on board with it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I took like when we cranked out 3 shows last week, and Jesse Minter was a lot of the conversation for
It was.
I believe our second show. I don't know if keeping it in the Harbaugh family tree or the coaching tree is the way I wanted us to go, but it was clear.
I thought this
It
was
was
your choice, man. I thought he was your number one guy, man. I'm
no,
sorry.
no,
Go
no.
ahead.
My my number one guy was Weaver. Well, we
True.
both wanted Flores, but
True.
that's the
True.
biggest shock to me is in the midst of everything, it seems like Flores was never really a front runner for this. He had just gotten a 2-year contract extension yesterday with the Minnesota Vikings, barring it, like there's language in the contract allegedly that says that if he doesn't get a head coaching job, he's got 2 more years there.
Yeah, man. I look at that whole situation with Flores as if he was the, what do you call it, the Rooney Rule? He was just a Rooney Rule guy this time. You know, everybody brought him in for an interview to make it seem like they got over the lawsuit, but nobody was going to touch him because of the lawsuit. Like, there's no way this guy ain't got a head job already. It's absolutely no way. His coaching, everything about him, even him getting fired in Miami was wrong. That shit didn't even make sense to me. Just like the Raheem Morris thing in Atlanta just now, that didn't make sense. 2 years there, he's already gone. It's crazy. You know, so in my mind, this was a Rooney Rule situation when it came down to Flores. Nobody was ever going to sign him as a head coach. Now, hell, he may get signed tomorrow. I don't know, you know, but it better not be the fucking Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, honestly, I'm getting just by seeing what's transpired. You know, obviously Jesse Minter rejected the interview today. Mike McDaniel had rejected the interview a couple of days ago in favor of
Mm-hmm.
signing with the Los Angeles Chargers as an offensive coordinator. Um, all signs seem to be pointing to them just promoting Shorts, and I'm not mad at it. I'm happy for the guy if he gets it, but it seems like not many people really want that job.
I wouldn't want to go to Cleveland. Shit. Like when I started thinking about Cleveland, I think about a city that I really don't want to raise my kids and my family in. That's what I think. I mean, no offense if you're from Cleveland. I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't want to raise my kids and be in Cleveland with my wife and spend a lot of time there. So it's not a job that would be desirable. Plus, their front office is like the worst front office in the NFL. It's like nothing's good came out. I remember they had staph infection when I was in the league. You know, I remember the whole damn team came down with some kind of crazy staph infection because of the place wasn't clean or something. It's weird, man. Like for an NFL team, for your whole damn team to come down with staph infection. You know, so it's not a place I would want to be, Matt. You know, I don't understand why anybody would even want to take that job the way the management have royally screwed up that freaking franchise. And when I look at the whole thing, you know, even the Atlanta Falcons hired with Kevin Stefanski. Like, why in the hell would we hire him after all this shit that went on? It's just like, to me, the owner is just not in tune with the culture of the city. You know, it don't make
Yeah,
sense here in Atlanta. You know, I just don't understand that. Like, you know, you fire a guy that had a 47% win rate in Raheem Morris the last 2 years, and hire a guy with a 23% win rate in Kevin Stefanski for the last 2 years. You know, now we in Baltimore. I like the mentor hire. I really do, because I like Jesse, and I think he'll do a phenomenal job. And I know from my experience with him, Matt, he has been phenomenal with players. He has always
mhm.
been phenomenal with players. They respect him. They like him. When I got to Georgia State, those guys was like he the best coach they've ever had. They was already running NFL schemes at Georgia State on the college level. Even though he was in college, he always ran things like he was going to be an NFL coach. You know, so as soon as he left college, he went right to Baltimore to the Ravens and was there for the next 3 years, and then it ended up in Philly. You know, so I'm cool with the mentor hire. I just want to make sure that he just pick a great freaking staff, man. Like you know, the defense need to be top tier, and then the offense just has to be able to put up numbers. I'm talking about like dumbass numbers. I really wanted us to get like Flores as the head coach, and then my perfect world would have been Flores as head coach, and then McDaniel as our OC. That would have been perfect for me. in my perfect world. If not Flores,
Yeah.
then Weaver and McDaniels. Still two Miami guys, just flip-flop the positions, and now it's his turn to be the head coach, and then we going at it like that. And then Jesse, and even Jesse, like you bring Jesse Minter in, and then we go with a Mike McDaniel type OC, somebody that could be creative, somebody's gonna make it fun for the guys, and somebody's just gonna put dumbass numbers. He's the only NFL coach I ever seen score 70 points. Mike McDaniels. I love that for us. I think we got that type of talent.
And the biggest thing to me is I was looking around social media today after the hire, and somebody brought up a really good point. Is Minter as good as advertised because he's that damn good, or is it because Jim Harbaugh's the head coach? It was a fair.
I don't
It
think
was
it
a
has
fair,
anything to do with it.
I mean, I thought about it for a second. I'm like, I don't know what, because Jim's an
Yeah.
offensive guy, so it doesn't really.
Yeah.
I mean, but also,
Yeah.
is it the guys that he had on defense there? He had Derwin
Yeah.
James, he had Khalil Mack. Even though Khalil Mack's on the twilight of his career, he's still a monster. And what's crazy is we hired Minter because he got 8.5 sacks out of Oweh. Now, do you see a situation where now that Jesse Minter's bring him back under Jesse Minter?
I would.
I mean,
bring his ass back.
You could bring him back. I just want people to understand that some of those guys on that Chargers defense are dogs, and they're not coming with him. I understand we got some dogs on our team ourselves, but
isn't Khalil Mack there?
Khalil Mack is there.
I'd love to have him.
Yeah, he would be nice. I mean, if he's a free agent and he follows Jesse, that's a plus in our book. If Oweh comes back, that's another plus. He had Joey Bosa for a little bit of time, but he's on the Buffalo Bills. Now it's interesting because is the defensive coordinator going to be is our next defensive coordinator really going to be the defensive coordinator? Because I don't see Minter coming in here and letting somebody else call the defense.
I mean, it depends on what he have available and whether or not he think is worthy enough or solidified enough for him to be able to step back and just focus on being the head coach. One thing I can say about Jesse Minter is when I got to Georgia State, I came there behind him. He was on the staff prior to me getting there. The players were raving about how dope he was as a coach. Not only that, but his secondary was the #1 secondary in the Sun Belt that year. When I got there, and he had a corner on the team that didn't give up a touchdown for 3 years, and he had another corner on the team that only given up 1 touchdown. So to think that he coached those kids to play at that level, and those kids loved him, I definitely think it was all him. It didn't have anything to do with Harbaugh. He probably got that position because he was that dope. He paid attention to detail, was very detail oriented, and he made sure that his guys were smart and very knowledgeable about every single thing they did. And that's what you need. To me, that's what we was missing. We had so many blown coverages in the defense in the last couple of years. It was blown coverage after blown coverage after blown coverage. Like, how did this guy get open with 10 yards behind our secondary? And we all were scratching our head like, what kind of defense do we have right now? We need to fix this shit. So I think Minter is a great hire on that standpoint, especially if he decided to be the head coach in the DC. It's going to be interesting to see who he hires as the offensive coordinator. You said something to me earlier, Matt, about Greg Roman coming in as the run game coordinator for this team, and I can't think of anything that would make Lamar probably more miserable than that.
Yeah, that was something that popped up. It was on social media, but there was an alleged link that he could come back here as like the running backs coach. I don't see him doing that. I don't see us doing that in the first place because him and Lamar had a very, very rough parting of ways in terms of philosophical differences.
Right.
Cliff Kingsbury seems to be the odds-on favorite to be our next offensive coordinator.
Kingsbury was the guy that was in Minnesota, right?
No, he was in Washington the last 2 years.
Oh,
and
he was with Jaden Daniels.
Honestly, I'm not thrilled about that either.
Yeah.
And I saw a couple people saying, "Oh, well, for defensive coordinator, you can go get Weaver since he's not going back to Miami." In all honesty,
I would love to bring Weaver home, bro.
Yeah, I would love to bring Weaver home too, but he's been linked to Harbaugh's staff as a defensive coordinator with the New York Giants. I know that they were interviewing. He's interviewing a lot of our guys to jump ship and go up to New York. He's already taken some of the front office guys and some of the film crew and some of the strength and conditioning team with
Who
him.
did he take? Who did he take? I would love to see that.
They started listening to some of the names on the fan today. I didn't get a chance to catch all of them, but
That's
I
good,
know
man. That's good.
I know he's interviewing Willie Taggart for offensive coordinator up in New York, our running backs coach. But it Kingsbury's a no for me. I hope it's not true. They also said that there's a chance that Joe Brady comes down here as our offensive coordinator.
The only thing I like about Kingsbury is he's a former quarterback, right? Wasn't he one I did earlier?
Yes.
Yeah, he was a former quarterback. That could be a good thing for Lamar if he's able to connect with Lamar on the right wavelengths and help develop Lamar even more, which is kind of hard to believe because Lamar is freaking outstanding. But anybody that could come and kind of help take his career to another level would be amazing to have around.
I get it. And he is a former player. So I just know that one of the biggest reasons why Cliff didn't last in Washington is what my boy Dev said. He didn't run the ball, and he focused too.
Need that shit.
We don't need you don't need to piss off Derrick Henry for a second year in a row.
Yeah, we don't need that shit.
I'm okay with a young, innovative offensive coordinator coming along. Now, if you can go to the Los Angeles Rams and tell, Shieldhouse or one of those young guys, like, hey, offensive coordinator is a bump up for you, and you'll probably get some more serious looks at offense. I've been saying that.
Yeah, me too. I'm with it.
For weeks now. Yeah,
I'm with it, Joe.
T. Martin makes the most sense to me. If you don't hold T. Martin over as the quarterback's coach, when I think Minter will keep him. I think Minter will keep him.
You think so?
Yeah,
I hope so. Minter seemed like he got a good head on his shoulder. I hope he don't start making a bunch of dumbass decisions. But I think he got a great head on his shoulder. I think he may do some great hires. I don't like the Greg Roman thing. I hope that doesn't happen. If he was to retain T. Martin on, especially if Lamar really rock with T. Martin a lot, I would love to kind of see what happens there. I would love for Weaver to come back and be our DC. I think I would actually like that, underneath Minter, and that would be a cool situation for us to be in.
Yeah, I'm skeptical because it's just because it wasn't my pick, and that's the only reason why I was just like, the numbers don't lie. I get it, but that Chargers defense isn't coming with them. That's my biggest concern.
I don't think we need them though. I think we got some great pieces here, Matt.
We got some great pieces, but what are we missing on defense?
D-line, pass rushers. Yeah, maybe one more corner. Maybe one more corner.
Obviously. One more corner and a pass rush.
Maybe a linebacker or two. We need a linebacker too. Shit.
Teddy Buchanan was that guy before he tore his ACL. So that's where I'm at with that. But if he comes back and he's okay. Trenton Simpson played pretty good at the end of the year. We gave him his props.
Yeah, pretty good ain't good enough for our linebacking core, bro. They got to be out fucking standing, and I haven't seen that this year at all. So, we could bring in one linebacker, bro. That's the difference maker, and then some edge rushers, and maybe one more middle guy, a big one, big boy.
Now, Brendan's right. He built the Chargers defense up. They were an excellent unit collectively this year. They had playmakers at every level. Brandon, bring Oweh back and trade for Crosby.
Now, you know why Oweh did so good there? Because of Khalil Mack being on the other side, bro.
You're right.
Khalil Mack is going to deserve all the attention. So Oweh is left free to do whatever he wants. Here, Oweh had to get all the attention on him. That's why he never really made any plays. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that situation. I think the most intriguing thing about Minter is him being with the Chargers and Oweh coming and then doing what he did there. It makes me feel like he was able to evaluate the talent that Oweh had and say, hey man, great guy for us to be, that would be a great fit for our defense would be Owe. And they went and traded and got him. And I like that. I really like that a lot, because anytime you can really think hard about, hey, I appreciate that, Rico. Anytime you think hard about coaching, in my eyes, you have to be able to evaluate the talent that you have so you can put them in the right situation to make plays.
You're right.
Hey, while we're here, guys, if you have not subscribed, please go to YouTube, like and follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to the show. We need as many subscribers as we can to keep this thing going. So we appreciate you guys for real. Wanted to say it earlier into the show just in case some guys tuned in right now and they don't get a chance to see it at the end of the show. But please go to YouTube, like and subscribe to We Bleed Purple Podcast. Thank you. Go ahead,
I like your mid thought promotional package. That was very well thought out on the spot. I'm happy about that. So
no doubt.
So I'm curious because Minter has the defensive pedigree. He's from the Harbaugh coaching tree directly. He's coached for both Harbaughs at both levels, college and the NFL. He won a national championship with Michigan a couple of years ago. And this dude can. I'm not saying this dude is a bad coach. Obviously, he's good enough to where Steve trusted him to be the fourth head coach in the history of our team. He got a 5-year contract. I think he's going to be successful. This isn't anything about having to do with our success. I think he's going to be a really, really good coach here because of the team we already have built. It's very hard to not succeed with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry and Kyle Hamilton and Mark Andrews and those guys. We're biased, obviously, because it's our guys. But
no, we dope as fuck, Matt.
Yeah, we're a good football team.
We've underachieved, man. That's the only reason I was like, man, I've been saying for 3 years is coaching. All right, so I would be a hypocrite to be like it's not. It wasn't coaching now, like it was, bro. This shit honestly needed to be. It needed to happen. Harbaugh needed to be out. And we needed to bring somebody in. We needed a fresh mind, a fresh person to come in here and try to figure out, like, why in the hell we haven't gotten to a Super Bowl in the last 5 seasons. It's absolutely insane to me. It's ludicrous to me that this team has not been in the Super Bowl in the last 5 years.
It's absolutely insane. And Brandon, to answer your question that you posted, from all accounts, it seemed from local and national media that have been covering the Ravens extensively, they seem to have indicated that the offensive players are on board with Kingsbury as the next guy coming in with Minter. So if the offensive players do want Kingsbury, especially the top guys, it wouldn't surprise me if Kingsbury is the next OC. I think you need to have him on a very short leash if you're going to make him the OC. Like, don't fuck around and actually get this offense lifted. I mean, because we saw what he did his first year with Jaden Daniels. He was a Pro Bowler.
Amazing.
Fantastic year. Lamar Jackson is... people have to understand this. Everybody watching, Wilcox, you know this better than anybody. Age 30 Lamar Jackson isn't going to be age 21 Lamar Jackson or 22. Everybody is talking about how he's still got that athletic explosiveness, but people are forgetting he's been in the league 8 years now. That's 8 years of wear and tear, Wilcox. You know it better than anybody else. You weren't as fast when you were 32 as you were when you were 23, 24. You weren't.
Man. Hold on.
No, I'm not. It's not a shot, but
hold on. I got faster every year, Matt. No, I'm just.
I'm glad that you think that. I'm glad that you think that.
At 32, I was running up out the league, bro. I was running up out the league at 32. I hurt my foot at 31 that year prior, and it was never the same after that, bro. So I'm telling you right now, like once your body make that turn to start getting major injuries, it's all downhill from there. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Lamar. Lamar, to me, if I'm Lamar, I'm working on my speed every offseason. Every single offseason, I'm working on my speed so I could come back and blow the doors off their ass.
See, this is a good point right here from my boy Bill. That's true. I didn't think about that a whole lot when we were talking about it last week,
I
but
did. Shit.
I mean, you did, but
Good
I
job. Good
like
job, Bill. Nice job, Bill. Way to
that
make Matt think about something he didn't think about prior.
that's a really good point. Like he had this phenomenal team and couldn't get it done, and a
I have
lot of
no
people.
idea.
I listened to the sports radio all week, and especially after McDermott got fired in Buffalo, how people were saying he should have been interviewing here. I didn't want McDermott
I didn't want McDermott either. I
because
don't like his name. It sounds like Kermit to me.
Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, grow up. Anyway,
Kermit McDermott.
but anyway, but he couldn't get it. He couldn't get it done with Josh Allen. So you're going to give him Lamar Jackson and give him a do over? I didn't see that happening. But
If
that's
you
a
can't
whole.
win the Super Bowl with Lamar, you can't win the Super Bowl with nobody.
Yeah, I mean, it's
You got to get some better coaches, bro. That's all.
I just hope that they give Mentor a good staff and let him kind of pick his guys and not make him keep everybody from the Harbaugh holdovers.
Yeah.
Well, okay, Joe. Huntley should come back.
Absolutely. Bring Tyler Huntley back. Bye, Cooper.
Cooper Rush should never see a Ravens football field again, unless he's the backup for somebody else. Now, Marlon Humphrey and Roquan Smith, that's interesting because Eric DaCosta has restructured their deals so many times that their dead money is north of $50 million combined this year. So if you cut them, you're still paying them a lot of money to not be here. So I really think that Marlon's playing his final year here, and I believe Roquan's going to play at least another year or two of it. I think after this season, the dead money becomes a lot less for Roquan, so we're at least stuck with those guys for another year. As for Rashad Bateman, he just got a contract extension. He's got 4 years left on his deal, and he's at a very modest, like $8 or $9 million a year. Yeah, I think a lot of people can say that thing for Cooper Rush.
That shit was garbage.
it was hot garbage on TV. I couldn't imagine being there paying to watch Cooper Rush play football.
Yeah, he should have been Kyle Bowler's backup.
And don't you fucking do it.
My bad. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I should never said his name. What was I thinking? God, please forgive me. Please forgive me, God.
Christ. That was for the speed joke. I get it. We're even. We're even. I see through your bullshit. Yeah, anyway.
You're welcome, Matt.
Yeah, anyway.
Matt, you're welcome.
But Bateman to me is a trade piece if you're going to go get a premier pass rusher. He's like that wide receiver that you can throw in the deal to kind of supplant a draft pick. And not only that, Devontae Walker can do everything he can do better.
And he's a bigger body too. And he could fly. So I'm with the keeping Walker and kind of. And the thing is, didn't we just re-sign Bateman to like a 2-3 year deal or something?
Yeah, we gave him a 3-year contract extension.
You need to trade his ass. No offense, Bateman. If you're out there, if you're listening, no offense. I know you want to go somewhere sunny and hot like Miami.
Yeah, I'm sure they all do,
Yeah, it's like that Will Ferrell movie, Step Brothers, Boats and Hoes.
That's my favorite movie. One of my favorite movies, man. That shit was
go
incredible.
to Miami so I could know boats and hoes, baby. Boats and hoes.
Now, another thing I would be happy to see is with Jesse Minter here.
What?
Is if he can convince our boy Tony Jefferson to come back to Baltimore for a farewell tour. Because I know Tony's getting up there. Who? Tony Jefferson, the safety.
I was surprised to see him playing this year, bro. Like I was like Tony Jefferson. I was like, damn, is that the same Tony Jefferson that was with the Ravens?
Yeah, he was working.
I thought he had retired at one point, didn't he?
And he did. He retired and he was working in our front office. And then Jim had him come try out, and he balled out this year. He had a hell of a year.
He did, man. Had a great
So
year.
if we're not going to be able to keep our Darius and Aloe Gilman, I would love to see TJ back in Baltimore. But that's just me. I was a Tony Jefferson guy while he was here. Had the chance to talk to him about 2 years ago.
I'm a Tony Jefferson fan. I remember when I was down there, I just felt like he had a good presence about him in the locker room, around the guys. I just think he was a solid guy. He was an undrafted guy too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
yeah, I think he might have been undrafted.
Yeah, I feel like he was undrafted.
But I definitely, would be in favor of that. Maybe
Hold on, Matt. Let me ask Siri a question right quick. Hey Siri, is Tony Jefferson in the NFL? Was he drafted? See if Siri can tell us what.
You could have just had me look it up on the computer that I'm talking.
He was not drafted in 2013 NFL draft, Matt. He's an undrafted free agent, just like your boy. Signed with the Arizona Cardinals. Thank you, Siri. You're a great person. You're better than Matt sometimes.
Because it's the internet.
Yes, Matt. The internet's better than you. Hey, Siri. Thank you. Thank you, Siri. That was for the speed joke, Matt.
All right. You already brought up Bowler. You can stop now.
It wasn't enough.
You're agitating tonight. I've not said anything else to you.
Sorry. What's up, Trippy? Welcome back, my boy.
I wouldn't be objected to bringing Hopkins back.
I like Hopkins, man. I think he was a great pickup for us. I think we need to get him involved in the system more. I stole that. I stole what I just said. Just now, I stole that from Brandon. I stole that from Brandon just now. Bring Hopkins back. Get him involved in the offense more.
There's Trippy. I know he's gonna be sad his boy Monken ain't gonna be around no more.
Yeah, he loved Monken, didn't he? Trippy, didn't you love Monken? Was he one of your favorite OCs we've had so far?
Yeah, he was
Hey, Bateman. Why don't nobody like Bateman? Ever since Bateman got hit in the rid of him. It wasn't his fault, guys. It was the sun was in his eyes. You remember that play, Matt?
Yeah, you're so full of shit. Because you remember that play? For none of that bullshit.
Bruh, that shit was crazy, bro. He was running wide ass open. He threw the ball, hit him right in the face. Hit him right in the face, y'all.
Yeah, Trippy just posted a picture on social media with Mike McDaniel. This is a good idea right here.
Geno
AJ
Stone?
Brown. I would
Brown?
take Geno Stone, yeah.
Yeah.
AJ. I don't know
you think AJ will be a good fit for us? I mean, we already got dropsy issues, bro. That last game kind of threw me off on AJ. Ain't gonna lie.
Well, I just think that he's an issue wherever he goes. Like, you're that good of a receiver, and you're gonna be on your third team. Like, I don't want anybody messing with the vibe we got.
I feel like we need somebody that got sure hands, bro. Like these last 3 seasons, we've been having the cases of the dropsies. Guys been dropping balls like left and right. It's just too much going on, bro. I'm serious, man. Like it's every time I turn around, it's a drop. Look at Trip. Every time I turn around, there was a drop. Especially those games in Pittsburgh. We go to Pittsburgh and all of a sudden can't nobody fucking catch the ball. Like, what's that shit about?
Seems like the vibe on AJ in the comments isn't really.
It's that last game, bro, and it's he had an attitude issue on the sideline reading books and shit. You know, during the game.
Yeah,
come on, man.
Yeah, I can't rock with that. I think that if you bring Hopkins back, and then you go draft somebody, if Bateman's time is up here, I wouldn't be objected to it. I don't mind Rashad Bateman. I just think that he's a piece to a bigger, contributing factor to the team. If Vegas would take him in a Max Crosby trade with a couple high draft picks, and we can get Max Crosby over here and Jesse Minter's defense, I think that would be fantastic. I would be a lot more happy about that, bookending Mike Green with Max Crosby and let them go get after it. I mean, I was I'm still skeptical on the signing. I know that Jesse's your guy, and I know we were gonna have a difference of opinion on this. And I think it all depends on who his coaching staff is gonna, play out to be. Honestly, I don't. I want to. I'm curious about defensive coordinator more than offensive coordinator because I feel like the offense just needs to get one guard, and I think we're good. I think we're just a single guard away from being a really good offense again.
The thing that's really good, Matt, about having somebody like Mentor in, what shifts us from what we had with Harbaugh, and I think I've already said this on the show before. Harbaugh was a special teams coordinator. There's never a time in the game where you usually fire a special teams coordinator and you have to step in to take over special teams. But there's
Yeah.
always times during the seasons where you see offensive coordinators get fired, defensive coordinators get fired. Harbaugh was never an offensive or defensive coordinator, so he could never fire a coach during the season and then take over the play calling. So when you bring somebody like Mentor in, if the DC is not working out, they could fire his ass mid-season. He could take over and start implementing his defense and running his defense right away. I actually like that, especially for us. And I don't think this team has ever had a defensive head coach. The first coach was an OC guy. Harbaugh was a special teams guy. Brian Billick was an offensive guy. This is the first defensive head coach that this team has had. And I'm hoping and praying that this is the right decision for the Baltimore Ravens. I think Eric DeCosta, Ozzie, and Steve Bisciotti, they haven't gotten it wrong very much. I think Harbaugh had just got comfortable, and we talk about this all the time. Like in relationships, when you get comfortable in relationships, that's usually when your partner starts to feel neglected. And I think that's what kind of happened here with Harbaugh. He got comfortable. He was way too comfortable. He was friends with the owner. He was friends with the GM, and he just got really, really comfortable. And he just kind of stopped. He stopped coaching. He stopped doing all the little things, all the paying attention to detail things. And then when we got into big game situations, we got out coached by better coaching staffs. And he just didn't put enough time into hiring quality OCs and DCs that would take the team to another level. I think the Zach Orr hire was a lazy hire. I don't think it was he put a lot of thought into it. I think he just hired somebody off his staff and elevated them, which I love. I think you stay in house, but they got to be deserving of it. It should have been Weaver. It shouldn't have been Orr. In my mind, that's how I think and that's how I see it. So I'm praying that this Mentor hire was the right hire after everybody that we interviewed. I really wanted it to be Brian Flores because I thought he would have brought a different element to the game. And I feel like we need the edge back. And for some reason, when I look at him, I feel like he got some shit to him. Mentor looked like a nice guy. Jesse looks like a really nice guy. We got to have that edge, guys. I'm telling you right now, we got to have that edge. A lot of times we take on the personality and the temperament of the city that we're playing in. But if you got a head coach that's a fucking dog, it makes you want to be a dog even more every single play.
Speaking of Harbaugh, it was so weird. I watched a little bit of his introductory press conference to the New York Giants and
People talking shit.
seeing him hold the New York Giants helmet. And he dressed up like he was going to like a block party in a cul-de-sac. Like he doesn't have a stylist. Like you dressed like a 60-something-year-old white guy.
He is. He's 63.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with you though. He definitely got comfortable. He definitely kind of packed it in, and he was just kind of relying on the talent of the guys on the team, and not necessarily doing the job the way he should have. And when you're in one spot for 18 years, and you got a Super Bowl ring, I guess you can kind of rest on what you've accomplished, and you think that you're entitled to having a down year or an off year. Like it was kind of weird when we heard him talk last offseason where he disagreed with the notion that this Ravens team is Super Bowl or bust, and that anything less is considered a unsuccessful year. This roster wasn't built to be a mediocre team. This roster was built to win Super Bowls. And like you said, it was egregious that they didn't win any in the last 5 or 6 seasons. They should have 3, if not 4.
Yeah, he blew me with a couple of those press conferences when he said, we didn't bring Derrick Henry here to give him the ball 30 times a game. 10, 15 times a game. That bitch, if we losing, he gonna get that bitch 40 times a game if I'm the head coach. Like if I know I could win by giving this man the ball, bro, I don't give a shit. Derrick, Can you carry the ball 30 times a day? Yes, sir. Absolutely. All right, let's get a ball to Derek 30 damn times. Let's go. If that's
And
what I got to do to win and keep my defense off the field from looking like shit every damn game, I'm gonna do what I got to do. Go ahead,
and
man.
not only that, but you signed Derrick Henry to a free agent contract after he turns 30. So you know there's a steep cliff for running backs when they get into their 30s. You run Derrick
Yeah.
Henry until he can't run anymore.
Right.
And
Shit, let that
and,
man
and
go out with a bang, man.
yeah, I mean, it's incredible though that Derrick Henry has ran for over 3,500 yards in 2 years here.
Yeah,
That's
but that
a
first year, Matt, like that man had an opportunity to do something ain't nobody ever did, and you ain't even give him an opportunity. You was giving him the ball 12, 13 times a
yep.
game, bro. That
He
shit
could have
crazy to me.
he could have shattered that rushing record
Yeah, bro. That first isn't it'll never be like that first year. That
because they
first
didn't run him
year,
the first month.
yeah. I mean, it's crazy, bro. Like it's just so fucking crazy. Like what he did that first season, and they didn't really give him a chance to take a shot at that record. You know, within 16 weeks, it should have been done. If he didn't get it out for 16 weeks, I would have backed off of him. But as soon as I saw he had a chance to get it, I'm gonna feed the damn beast. Let's go.
Yeah, you got
Let's
to.
switch gears, man. Let's talk about this right here, right quick, because you know, this is a tight end question.
Yeah,
What
I
do you think?
saw it.
What do you
You
think?
want my opinion?
Hell yeah, I want your opinion, man. You Matt Trigger, baby. Shit.
All right. So my opinion on it is knowing what we knew then, we offered Likely a contract extension in June and July, and he turned it down betting on himself. He lost. He had the worst statistical contract. I mean, the worst statistical year for production in his contract season.
Yeah.
So you have a unique situation where all three of your tight ends and your fullback that you lump together, they're all free agents after the 2025 season. So you got to have at least one of them under contract. And it just so happens to be that Andrews and Lamar still have that connection. And that's like they're great friends, obviously. They
Mhm.
came into the league together. So I knew they had to get it done, but you're paying Likely on the basis that he's going to be a great tight end for years to come. You're paying Andrews on the fact that he's pushing 30 and he's still productive. He's not Travis Kelce, but he's our Travis Kelce. He's reliable year after year in the regular season. He doesn't produce in the postseason the way that Travis Kelce has, but you can't risk going into the offseason with no tight ends under contract. We know now that Andrews is under contract, but you run the risk now where John Harbaugh is going to take his guys with him, guys that like playing for him. So there's a very realistic possibility that Patrick Ricard and Charlie Kohler follow him to the New York Giants. There's a possibility that Isaiah Likely goes to the New York Giants. You know what I'm saying? So you can't it's a mitigated risk. You got to sign at least one of them. Now, does Likely probably deserve the contract extension first? Yeah, if you want to go based on age, Isaiah Likely's 25 years old. And he's been in the league for like 3 or 4 years. So you're going to pay him on the thought that he's going to be the next elite Baltimore Ravens tight end. But the way he produced this year, careless with the football, fumbling into the end zone, not only catching one touchdown pass as opposed to 6 from the year before. Your targets decrease, your catches decrease. It's just so many different factors that I didn't think that they were going to give him the money that he was probably seeking. He probably wants to be paid like a top 10 tight end, and quite frankly, he's not that in the league right now. And I'm trying to
Right.
be as objectively, down the middle as I possibly can. I love Isaiah Likely. I think he's a talented dude. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, I don't think he deserved the money that Andrews got. Because Andrews took a pay cut. He was making 14 plus on the first deal, and now he's making just shy of 13. A little over 13. Yeah. So Andrews knew what it was, but Andrews signed his last contract because this is going to be the last contract that Andrews probably plays in the NFL. He's gonna most likely retire after this one's over.
Raven, yeah. I agree. I agree with Matt a whole lot, man. That was a great breakdown, Matt, by the way. But I agree with Matt the entire way. Andrews has been Lamar's security blanket from day one. It's like trading away your top receiver, in the prime of your quarterback's career. He trusts him. He knows he's going to be in certain places. They on the same wavelength. When Mark turns right, Lamar throwing to his right. When Mark turns left, Lamar is throwing to his left. He leads them. He puts the ball in the only places he knows Mark could go get it. He wholeheartedly trusts Mark Andrews. So it's hard to get rid of your quarterback's best target and his most favorite target that he's had from day one. I don't know if y'all remember, but early on in Lamar's career, Mark Andrews was actually leading the team in receptions almost every single season. And that's huge for a tight end. It hasn't been that way since you got your Zay Flowers and the Rashard Batemans and the D Hops and all that stuff, and the Hollywood Browns and all that stuff. But before they came in, Mark Andrews was your leading receiver on this team. I know a lot of us have forgotten that stuff, but he was. And when you started thinking about a tight end being your leading receiver, that lets you know exactly how great Mark Andrews really is. And it's hard sometimes to kind of get caught up in the production that you see when somebody's used to getting the ball 80, 90 times a game and then they drop down to 40 some a game. He only got 48 catches this year.
Yeah.
So when they drop down to 40 some a game, they was getting them at 90 some a game. 90 some a year, then that's kind of hard mentally for somebody to deal with that as well. And it's the same conversation we had about the Derrick Henry situation. You start him the first part of the game and he balls out, then you bench him to the damn fourth quarter and he comes in and fumbles the ball and everybody's scratching their head. Damn, he fumbling the ball too damn much. But he's cold as shit, sitting on the bench trying to figure out, has he lost it? Why they don't give him the ball? He's really mind fucking himself because he's on the sideline trying to figure out why they not giving him the damn ball more. And he's seeing them put Bateman in there. He's seen them put Keaton Mitchell in there and they putting the Ali kid in there. He's trying to figure out why they getting more reps than him. That shit can really mess with your psyche. This thing is more mental than it is physical most of the time, guys. And I'm telling you, like, as a former player, sitting down on the bench trying to figure out why in the hell you're not playing, looking at the guy in front of you, thinking that you're better than him, and knowing that you're a dog, and knowing you've always been the guy, and then you come to this place, and now you sharing time with 2-3 other backs, that can really fuck with you mentally. So Mark coming in, not getting many balls. Then you got Isaiah coming in, balling out of control. Mark feeling like, damn, they finna try to replace me with this kid. The kid is a dog. Isaiah likely is a dog. And then Isaiah started messing up this year, betting on himself. Because I guarantee you, mentally, he was thinking he got to do things a certain way, and he was trying to do this. He was overdoing it, and he wasn't doing enough or something. Then they wouldn't plan him as much as they had in the past, so that shit bothered him too. So all that stuff matters. It's more mental than anything. And trust me, nobody knows how to play the mental game better than coaches, better than front office guys. Trust me, nobody knows how to play the mental game better than them. But they knew they needed to get Isaiah likely signed back to a lower contract and not that expensive contract. So you play him less. You don't put him in a situation where he could be the star all the damn time, and the kids still found ways to make plays for us this year.
This is a good question. Baltimore's never had a true number one, especially in the Lamar era.
I think it was due to offense though, Matt. Greg Roman was the OC, and Greg Roman was more of a tight end toss type guy. It was all short stuff, real quick passes to get the ball over the middle of the field to try to keep his quarterback as comfortable as possible. So it's hard to say if we had a star receiver outside that Lamar would have been throwing a bunch of balls outside. Maybe you forced to because you're paying this guy that type of money, but if not, you're going to get the ball to the middle of the field. Ty Heap was awesome. That's my dog.
Yeah.
You see, I got that picture of Heap right there behind me, dog. That's my dog.
You guys shared a tight end room for what, 4 years, 5 years together?
Yeah, all 5 seasons.
Yeah, all 5 seasons. Yeah, you guys were teammates.
Mm-hmm.
It's always interesting when people bring up the number one receiver. I'm gonna kind of build off of what Darnell was saying. Shout out to my boy Darnell. We started in corrections together almost 16 years ago.
Yeah, shout out Darnell.
Yeah, that's my guy right there.
Can't wait to hear some stories, Darnell. Call me.
Yeah, he's right though, because if we have a true one, does Andrews have the production that he's had? Because there's a difference between being a security blanket for like a first down or a big a move the chains kind of situation, and then being just like the comfort that Lamar Jackson has with Andrew. If there's a number one wide receiver, I doubt that, but that's a big what if. There's maybe what 5 or 6 number 1 receivers in the NFL present day outside of Puka Nacua, Amon-Ra St. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. I mean, it's kind of a drop off. I mean, those guys are head and shoulders above everybody else in the NFL. So every team doesn't have a number 1 wide receiver. Everybody's just kind of doing what we're doing, where you're trying to find a number 1 wide receiver. Zay, by definition, he has number 1 wide receiver numbers for the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
I mean, he's finished top 10 in the stats this year, but it's everybody thinks when they think of number 1 wide receiver, they think of not just the draft stature, but the 6'3", 210-pound speed wide receiver that can still be possession. And it's just, those guys are like unicorns, man. They don't come around very often. And most of the time, the Ravens haven't been in a draft position to take any of those guys.
Right.
Other than
Very true.
Puka, and Amon-Ra, all those guys are first-round draft picks.
Hey, who did we draft instead of Puka? It was somebody we drafted before him. Who was it?
Oh man, it just came up recently. Oh man. Oh, I'm looking it up because it came up because
had a chance
Harbaugh
to
allegedly wanted him.
Correct. It came up because of this whole thing of Harbaugh asking to have control over the roster because he was pissed off that we weren't able to get Puka and he really wanted Puka. But I just don't know how well he would have been here. It was somebody that we took right before. Yeah, it was Caillou Kelly. That's what it was, Trippy. Thank you.
Caillou Blue Kelly. Yep,
it was Caillou Blue Kelly. They drafted him. He still ain't playing. And
I think he's bounced around to 4 or 5 different teams now.
Yeah.
It was that's because it came up. That's who he wanted. Yeah.
I knew he wasn't a good pick because his name was Caillou.
Yeah.
Isn't that a little white bald headed cartoon kid? Caillou?
Yeah, little badass kid.
Mm-hmm. Is he bad?
He's bad as shit.
You know who I thought was bad as hell? The kid, Timmy off South Park.
I can't say what I want to say right now. I can't.
Timmy was bad as fuck. Timmy, was it Kimmy? No, it was Cartman. It was Cartman, wasn't it?
Cartman's bad as fuck.
Cartman was bad as fuck.
Timmy was in the wheelchair, bro.
He used to say Timmy all the time. He was in a wheelchair. You're right. That's why he was looking like that. That's so funny to me.
Shit is so crazy, dog.
No, that was funny as hell to me, bro. Yeah, that was funny to you too, right, Trip? Yeah, Matt whole face turned red.
Like, because the thing is, I get in trouble for saying this shit at work. I'm not trying to say
Cartman badass. He's bad as shit.
See,
look, Matt,
all right.
Like Cartman, oh shit. I gotta download a picture of Cartman now. Hold on.
No, you don't. Don't you fucking
bro, this shit be making my head hurt, man. I don't know why the hell I signed up to do this podcast sometimes.
I do.
This shit is making my head hurt, man. That man said you look like Cartman with a beard. What he used to say all the time to Timmy? He used to say some crazy shit to Timmy all the time. What was it?
I'm not saying I don't even if I do it. I wasn't gonna, no.
Please say it, Matt. I know you can do it. Please tell me what he used to say to Timmy all the time.
Nope.
Oh my god,
you're so fucking ignorant.
Bro, my head's killing me right now. All right, man. All right, let's get back to football. What we gonna do, Matt? Who we gonna hire as the OC? Who you think we gonna pick up with Mentor?
It's gonna be Kingsbury. I hope it's not.
I hope it's not either. Who do you hope it is?
He said it.
Respect my third cow. Say it, Matt. Oh shit, man! I can so see you saying that shit at the jail, man.
Jesus,
respect my third cow. I can see you saying this.
Oh my god,
shit,
man! This is
respect
this shit is...
my authority. That boy said,
oh
like
my
Cartman,
god!
Man.
Oh
I'm about
my
to get a
god!
cartoon artist to draw up this graphic, but this shit about to be so gangster.
Hey, speaking of the graphics and shit, you know how many people texted me and asked me if I got fronts when I posted that picture after Harbaugh got fired?
Yeah, man. Everybody look like a big Paul Wall. Like when Paul Wall get that thick?
That's fucking crazy that you said that to me.
Big ass Paul Wall. Oh my goodness, bro.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I like Weaver as
Oh.
DC trip. That's what me and Matt was talking about earlier, bringing Weaver in. And then we got to try to figure out who they're gonna bring in as an offensive coordinator here in Baltimore. We need somebody that's gonna be solid, man, that could really be creative and come up with some very about to use Chat GPT to draw Matt and Cartman. Oh my goodness, Jelly Roll without the face tattoos. I'm telling you. Damn, Matt.
I'm
Your
gonna
own
whoop
brother,
his ass when I
your
see him.
own brother on here
I'm a
cutting, bro.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of
Bro,
him.
when your little brother start cutting on your ass, bro, you know he know because he been around you forever. The crazy thing when he be talking about you, he really talking about himself.
Yep.
Cause y'all look a lot alike.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. All right, man. So let's go ahead and shut this thing down for the night, Matt. We jump back on again soon, man. But yeah, let's go ahead and get ready to start wrap this one up, bro. Cause we'll be on here all night laughing at Cartman jokes and shit.
Miller's gonna post it in the comments. I know he's going to, and I don't want to give him a chance to post it because I just know it's gonna be disrespectful.
Hmm.
It's gonna be disrespectful. If
It's
that
gonna
man
be
did,
disrespectful.
if that man wasn't so great at teaching me how to shoot a gun, I would go wild. But that's my guy.
Yeah, man.
But okay, to wrap this up, Minter's the guy. I'm hoping for if I had to pick an offensive coordinator, I'm hoping for somebody from the Rams organization that's like the quarterback's coach or the passing game coordinator, or maybe the guy Davis Webb that I liked for head coach. Maybe we can get him out of Denver to be our offensive coordinator. I wouldn't
Yeah.
even be opposed to Joe Brady. Cliff Kingsbury seems to be the favorite, the leading favorite, but he's not my pick.
Yeah.
Defensive coordinator, we both are on the same page. Weaver, hopefully, is that guy. But I can also see Minter bringing one of his homeboys that was like his linebackers coach or his defensive or his defensive backs coach, and kind of giving him a promotion. I could see that happening. But we'll know about the rest of the staff in the coming days. We'll definitely be back on to cover that. But where can everybody find you being a menace on social media?
At Coach Wilcox on X and at Daniel.Wilcox on IG. And please don't forget to go to YouTube and subscribe to We Bleed Purple Podcast. Like and subscribe and turn your notifications on. All right, we'll see you guys soon. Go ahead, Matt. Where they can find you at?
You can find me at mtrigwbp on X, mtrig89 on Instagram. Just type my name in on Facebook. You'll see me with girls in a studded out Rolex. But other than that, that's a wrap. Like Daniel just said, make sure you guys share our YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe, set your notifications. We'll be back when Jesse Minter picks his staff, and we'll pick apart who's going to be the offensive and defensive coordinator. Free
Looking forward to it.
agency, yeah, free agency is just under 6 weeks away, so we'll be around for that. We'll be covering the draft coming up. All the combine should be coming up soon. We'll be, looking at some guys to take it that 14th pick in the draft. So we're going to be getting in depth with a lot of things. Wilcox for Ravens football and some in depth coverage for the off season. We aren't going anywhere all off season, guys. We're going to be right here on We Bleed Purple podcast with all the up to the minute news and transactions, free agency, and the like. We will see you guys later this week when Minter picks his staff.
Bird game.